Good evening to our viewers watching on television and those joining us online across our social media platforms. I am Adana Dorek with the Friday, July 31st edition of the Guyana TV9 News. In the headlines tonight, one injection, 6 months of HIV prevention, says Dr. Frank Anthony, Minister of Health. Alcohol on the job puts lives at risk, Labour Minister warns as safety drive begins. New fields, new hope, Minister RAMSON says investments are changing the game for athletes. Families cling to hope as MV Barima salvage efforts are promised. And Guyana UN hopeful promises a major reforms if elected Secretary General. Now for the news in depth. Minister of Labour and Manpower Planning Keoma Griffith has raised concerns about alcohol consumption among workers, warning that the practice is putting lives at risk, particularly in Guyana's construction sector where workers are exposed to hazardous conditions every day. He said reporting for duty after heavy drinking is a serious workplace safety issue that must be addressed as the country works to strengthen occupational safety standards. Our reporter has these details. Addressing the launch of the Ministry of Labour's nationwide occupational safety and health awareness campaign on Thursday, Minister Griffith pointed to a common pattern he has observed among construction workers, noting that alcohol consumption on Sundays often affects attendance and performance on Mondays. He warned that while some workers stay home, others still report for duty despite being impaired, creating unnecessary risk on job sites. Drawing on his own personal experience, the minister recalled building a home and witnessing workers regularly absent on Mondays after drinking the previous day. He said the issue requires closer examination to determine whether workers are unknowingly exposing themselves and others to danger by performing physically demanding tasks while not fully alert. Minister Griffith stressed that construction is one of the country's highest risk industries, where workers are required to remain focused and make sound decisions at all times. He said both employers and employees have a shared responsibility to ensure that safety standards are upheld and that workers are fit for duty before entering construction sites. The minister's remarks came as the Ministry of Labour officially launched its nationwide safety campaign, which aims to change workplace attitudes and encourage a stronger culture of occupational safety. He urged contractors, builders, and business owners to lead by example by promoting safe work practices and ensuring that every worker understands the importance of protecting themselves and their colleagues. According to Minister Griffith, the campaign is intended to foster lasting behavioral change across the workforce. He expressed hope that the initiative would help create a new culture of Guyanese who are serious about their safety, who are serious about those who work with them, adding that workplace safety should become a shared national responsibility. The minister also announced that the campaign will expand beyond the construction industry to target other high-risk sectors, including mining and agriculture. He said the ministry intends to engage every major industry where workers face occupational hazards with the ultimate goal of reducing workplace accidents and ensuring that safety remains a priority across Guyana's economy. Adana Dorek, Guyana TV9 News. People at risk of contracting HIV could soon have access to a groundbreaking long-acting injection that offers 6 months of protection with a single dose. Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony says the Ministry of Health is working to introduce lenacapavir in Guyana next year, pending the necessary regulatory approvals. Here's what. Dr. Anthony explained that the progress is already underway to make the medication available. The minister noted that a generic version of lenacapavir is now being manufactured in India and that one of the companies producing the drug has already registered with Guyana's Food and Drug Department.
Lenacapavir, as you know now, the generic version is being manufactured in India, and there are a number of companies now who would be able to do that. One of those companies have registered themselves with the Food and Drug Department here in Guyana, and very soon that portfolio of lenacapavir would be presented to the Food and Drug Administration for its approval.
The minister said the introduction of lenacapavir would represent a major advancement in the country's HIV prevention program. Unlike daily pre-exposure prophylaxis, commonly known as PrEP, the new injectable treatment requires only one dose every 6 months, making it easier for people to remain protected. Dr. Anthony emphasized, however, that the medication must be taken according to schedule to provide continuous protection. Missing follow-up injections could leave individuals vulnerable to HIV infection, making adherence to the treatment schedule an essential part of its effectiveness.
While it would protect people, if they don't follow the schedule, they can get infected if they don't follow the schedule properly. With lenacapavir, what we're able to do is give one injection, and that would be working for that person for 6 months. So with that one injection, you're protected for 6 months.
The health minister added that the country's healthcare system is already well positioned to administer the treatment. Physicians across Ghana have been trained in delivering pre-exposure prophylaxis, and existing clinical protocols will be expanded to include the long-acting injectable once it receives approval. If approved as expected, lenacapavir could offer a more convenient option for people at high risk of HIV infection, reducing the need for daily medication while strengthening Ghana's ongoing efforts to prevent new HIV cases. Adana Darat, Ghana, TV9 News. Ghana's electric vehicle movement continues to gain momentum, with more than 870 EVs imported since the initiative began, according to the Guyana Energy Agency. CEO Dr. Mahendra Sharma said public charging activity is increasing, with more than 500 sessions supported in June. He noted that growth has been supported by tax incentives, charging infrastructure development, and training programs for mechanics and electricians. While public charging stations are expanding, Sharma encouraged EV owners to consider home charging options. The GEA is also developing solar-powered charging facilities, including a planned station at Maikoni to support cleaner transportation. More news after the break, stay with us.
I know you have work to do, but come, I just need a minute of your time. It won't even take that long. So, I have a proposal. We could do besties in Punta Cana. Really need a getaway. And not to worry, I went to Sunita Travel Agency and they recommended a few hotels that do all-inclusive stays. And they're very affordable. The vibes. Let me tell you something. We do not want to miss a trip to Punta Cana. Why? Ziplining. No, I know this is not your vibe, but please, listen. Hold on. Wait. I know you like throw it back. There's a boat party. We could go there. And then there's this thing called buggy adventure, some buggy something. I don't know, but I want to be a buggy or whatever it is. I just want to be a part of it. And then we got snorkeling. Oh, this thing is so ugly. Please, you be next to uglier things than this. Stop it. Trust me, you're going to love it. It'll be just you and me, Punta Cana, drinks, just having the time of our life. Not to worry. We've got many flight options, and they made sure that they went through it with me. The prices are affordable. Trust me. I know you like thinking about the budget or whatever. Remember the time when we went and we missed the flight? Yeah, when we booked with Sunita Travel Agency, even if it happens, which slim chance, they'll know what to do and we won't be stranded like we did the last time. This solid plan. You, me, Punta Cana. Cheap. It won't even hurt your pocket. Please say yes. Yes.
Welcome back. You're watching the Ghana TV9 News Bulletin. Ghana's sporting landscape is undergoing a major transformation as years of strategic investments continue to deliver new and improved facilities across the country, according to Minister of Culture, Youth and Sports Charles Ramson Jr. The minister said the expansion of sports infrastructure over the past 5 years is creating greater opportunities for athletes while laying the foundation for long-term sporting success. Here's more.
Minister Ramson made the remarks as he officially opened the 2026 Sports Seminar, a two-day forum that brought together more than 300 athletes, coaches, administrators, and sports officials. The seminar is designed to strengthen Guyana's sporting sector by promoting education, leadership, governance, and collaboration among stakeholders. Addressing participants, the minister reflects on the state of sports infrastructure when the current administration took office, noting that inadequate facilities had long been a major challenge for athletes and sporting organizations. He said the government worked closely with national sports associations to identify immediate priorities while developing a long-term plan to improve access to quality sporting venues.
It was well known throughout the country that there was a big deficit in sports facilities. Every single sport knew, and when we met with all of the sports associations, we crafted a plan. Things that we knew that we could get done then, but also things that we knew we had to work on over time.
The minister said those plans have steadily become a reality, pointing to the construction and rehabilitation of sporting facilities across Guyana. He noted that athletes are now benefiting from improved access to training venues, which he believes will help raise performance standards and encourage greater participation in sport at every level.
And over the last 5 years, you would see a tremendous growth in the construction and accessibility of sporting facilities.
The minister said the government's investment in sports extends beyond infrastructure, with initiatives such as the annual sports seminar helping to equip athletes, coaches, and administrators with the knowledge and leadership skills needed to advance their respective disciplines. He encouraged participants to use the forum to exchange ideas, strengthen governance, and work collectively to elevate Guyana's sporting sector. The 2026 sports seminar continues over 2 days with a series of presentations and discussions focused on sports management, athlete development, leadership, and governance. Organizers say the event is intended to build stronger sporting institutions while supporting the continued growth of athletes and other disciplines across the country. Reporting for Guyana TV9 News, I am Brad D'Souza.
Nearly 2 weeks after the MV Barima tragedy, families of 3 Barbadians still missing are appealing for the vessel to be salvaged, saying recovering the boat may be their best chance of finding answers and gaining closure.
Raymond Sumra of Islington, Greater New Amsterdam, Raul Frank of number 42 Village, West Coast Berbice, and Antoine Tony Harcourt of Letchfield Village, West Coast Berbice remain unaccounted for. The prolonged wait has been painful for relatives who continue to hope for news about their loved ones. The families met with President Dr. Irfan Ali on Wednesday, where they were given assurances that efforts would be made to recover the MV Barima and determine what happened after the tragedy. Puran Grant, the uncle of Raymond Sumra, said relatives left the meeting feeling encouraged by the commitments made by the president. According to Grant, they were told that attempts would be made to raise the vessel, a process he understood could take between 8 and 10 weeks.
I don't know what give us the call said that they had found him. Even to me, myself was telling my family that we found him. But when you get to understand, on one of my great nephew went, and when they turned the body that he had suspect was Raymond, that person had a tattoo, and Raymond don't have a tattoo. And what I experienced from the president yesterday, and when he said that they're going to lift the ship, I feel, great relief to know that it's going to live. If you should pick up anything for Raymond, then we will be more satisfied. So that was not the plan to leave the ship alone from, to what I understand from the president. They're going to salvage it, as what I said. And he said that they're going to take about 8 to 10 weeks to do that. To be honest, he is my favorite nephew. I used to live here. We sleep together until I get a job, and I went away working. We were still bond. We do a lot of things together. Go in problem and come out back. His mother doesn't even know about it. Every day, always working there. Every day, myself and Rima would talk on the phone. Even before the Saturday, around 1 o'clock, 1:30, he called me. And he said, Uncle Malik, I'm going out. And when I come back, I got to set your sister right. I know she can't walk. She did not hear right. And she does not see good. I got to buy a car and make sure I can take her out where she wants to go. Concrete is yard, finish the house, and they will live together. That was the last I heard from him, and he told me what he had in mind.
For Esther Frank, the mother of Raul Frank, the promise of a salvage operation has provided a renewed sense of hope. She said she is praying that the efforts are successful and believes every possible step should be taken to recover the vessel. At Islington, Raymond's mother, Rebecca Beatrice Sumra, continues to wait anxiously for answers. Meanwhile, at Letchfield Village, 81-year-old Brenda Elizabeth Harcourt has come to terms with the possibility that her grandson Antoine may not have survived, but she still wants him returned to his family. Brenda described Antoine as someone she shared a close bond with, recalling how he would often pass by her yard and call out to her.
Me can't really say it's really way there. Can't say really beside it there right now. Like every time I take little food now for eat, me remember. Me get my feelings like that too. Like there's some way where people can find me. Me vex with himself because when he call me and tell me certain things, me say Raymond don't go nowhere. And Raymond determined and he go along.
The grieving mother is also urging authorities to ensure the MV Barima is thoroughly searched rather than left beneath the water without answers. I would prefer to check to see if bodies are still in the boat, she said, echoing the concerns of other relatives who are seeking certainty and a chance to bring their loved ones home. Brad D'Souza reporting for Guyana TV9 News.
More news after the break. Stay with us.
Want to place your death announcements and in memoriam messages on Channel 9? Call 592-761-5006, 710-5008, 600-5006. Or visit our office at Lot 85A Lamaha Street, Albertown, Georgetown, Century 21 Building.
Guyana Channel 9 is now Guy TV9, proudly under new management. We're building stronger with a balanced and open platform for all advertisers. Whether you're promoting a business, service, or event, your message belongs right here. So choose your spot, news, prime time, or anytime, and reach viewers across Guyana. With affordable rates and professional service, Guy TV9 is your partner in progress. So visit us at Lot 21A, Lamaha Street, Georgetown, in the Century 21 building, or call 600-5006 or 761-5006. Guyana TV9. New leadership, fresh outlook, real results.
Welcome back. You're watching the Guyana TV9 News Bulletin. Guyana's candidate for United Nations Secretary General Ambassador Caroline Rodrigues-Burkett has outlined an ambitious agenda for the global body, promising to strengthen multilateralism, advance UN reform, and push for greater support for developing countries if elected to the top posts. Speaking during an interview with UN In Consider on Thursday, Rodrigues-Burkett said the United Nations remains essential despite the growing number of global challenges facing the international community. However, she stressed that the organization must become more efficient, effective, and responsive to the needs of its member states. The Guyanese diplomat identified several immediate priorities she would pursue if elected, including building a strong leadership team capable of responding to the complex challenges confronting the UN. She also highlighted the need for stronger action to address escalating conflicts and the growing humanitarian demands around the world. Rodrigues-Burkett further pointed to the urgent need to improve access to development financing, particularly for developing countries. She said a greater cooperation among countries of the global south, alongside stronger diplomatic efforts to resolve conflicts, would be important in creating a more balanced and effective international system. The ambassador also called for continuous reform of the United Nations, arguing that the organization must evolve to meet challenging global realities. She said the election of the UN's first female Secretary General would also carry historic significance, demonstrating that long-standing barriers can be overcome while inspiring women and girls nationwide. The selection process for the UN Secretary General is expected to conclude in 2026, with the General Assembly appointing the successful candidate following the recommendation from the Security Council. The new Secretary General is expected to begin the 5-year interim in January 2027. Adana Dark, Guyana TV9 News. Now for a Caribbean news brief. Jamaica is exploring Guyana as a source of coconut products, while the GCCI works to expand regional market access for local businesses. Discussions with Jamaican officials focused on imports, financing, and partnership, with opportunities identified for Guyanese producers of coconuts, oils, sauces, and other value-added goods to enter supermarket shelves. Internationally, the Democratic Republic of the Congo's Ebola outbreak has become the second largest on record, with confirmed cases surpassing 3,500 and more than 1,500 deaths reported. Health officials say the outbreak is spreading rapidly, while medical teams face challenges including insecurity, reduced aid, limited resources, and public distrust. The current outbreak caused by the Bundibugyo strain has exceeded the DRC's previous record outbreak from 2018 to 2020. Health agencies warn that the crisis requires greater international attention as efforts continue to contain the virus and provide care for affected communities. President Donald Trump has blamed Minnesota Governor Tim Walz for recent cyber attacks targeting the state's water system, despite U.S. officials investigating possible links to Iran-based hackers. More than 30 water systems were affected, with attackers targeting equipment used for remote operations. Walz rejected Trump's claims, saying cybersecurity weaknesses contributed to the threat. Federal agencies, including the FBI and Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, are assisting with the investigation as authorities work to determine the source of the attacks. Officials said there have been no reported disruption to water services. Those are our major headlines for tonight's newscast. For more trending stories, follow our Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube platforms at GUYTV9. I'm Adana Dark. Thank you for watching.